Hey guys. Come on in. Tell me your name. Where are you from? I'm going to post my links here for my shops. Come on in. Tell me your name. Where are you from? Hello, hello. Copy. All right, let me turn this volume down. All right, hey everybody, I'm Jamie Shahan, owner and creator of Teal Lollipops Wreaths. I create beautifully handcrafted wreaths for the holidays and for all of the seasons. I specialize in Deco mesh. I love Deco mesh. Hey Suzanne. And so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. So I did a challenge. I really want to have 30 Christmas wreaths in my Etsy shop. So I did a challenge to try to make 20, at least 20 by November the 1st. So I've got 5 more days. I've got 16 of the 20 made so far. And I've done that in about close to 2 weeks. And so I've got 4 more to go. But I also have, let's see, 3 or 4 left over from last year. So I'm doing pretty good. I've got a little bit to go still. So I think if I can get the numbers up in my shop that, I think that'll help me out with sales this year for sure. So here's what we're going to be doing tonight, you guys. I found this adorable sign on Etsy. When I got it in, I am so pleased with it. If anybody wants to know who I got this from, I'll look it up and post it in the notes. But the colors are so vivid and so bright. This is like by far one of the best signs that I've purchased. One of the wooden signs. It's wooden. And it's one of the best wooden signs that I've purchased so far on Etsy. And I will find out where I got this and post that in the notes. And it just says Merry Christmas, and it's got a couple of Christmas trees on it. So what I did was I stapled some pipe cleaners, and then I put a little dollop of glue just for extra support. And then these are the ribbons that I've chosen. I've got this. I've used this ribbon here in several of my Christmas wreaths, and it is so versatile and goes with so many things. So it's a red ribbon with a green polka dot. It's kind of a lime green. We've got the Christmas tree, kind of a burlap color. It's not really burlap, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. And we got the black and red check, buffalo check, plaid. I don't know that that's really buffalo check, but it goes with the sign. And then I've been wanting to use this all year long. This has got little red birds on it, little cardinals. And this is the first time I've been able to use it where I think it's appropriate. So I chose this because that matches this Christmas tree. And I went ahead and chose, again, the polka dots because I've got little polka dots on these trees. And so I thought that was appropriate. And this is a lime green, so I thought that would be appropriate to pick that. So what I've got is a 21-inch burlap mesh, and it's got a red foil stripe in it. I've gone ahead and done the base with the poofs. I've got 10-inch poofs. I've got a 15-inch elevated work wreath form that I got from Craft Outlet, which got the red ties on it. And I'm going to pair it with these 2 10-inch accent mesh. And I will show you those. We're going to do the woodland ruffles on those. So I got a lime green. And then I got a traditional Christmas green and red and silver foil. Okay, so we're going to finish off this 21-inch and cut it off, and then we'll get started with the 10-inch. So I left a few of these just in case there's somebody out there who doesn't know how to do it. This is a 10-inch poof, so you just measure 10 inches. Make sure that your edges are on the outside and that they're not rolled into the center of your gathering. It's not going to hurt anything if they are, but it makes it difficult to poof out. So when you go to poof it out here, if your edges are not on the outside, it kind of makes it a little bit difficult to poof out. Now, so we just have one more. Untwist this one and get it right down there to the bottom. I've had this mesh for a while, this 21-inch mesh. I honestly don't even remember where it came from. Probably Craft Outlet, if I had to guess. So I'm going to take this and stuff it through the center here. Then we'll flip it over and zip tie this on the back. It's been a busy day here at my house. I've been making wreaths for 2 days, and we had the family over for dinner. And I did a little bit of shopping yesterday, and then got invited to go to a friend's house for dinner last night. So it's been a busy weekend. And now I have to get up bright and early tomorrow morning and start the week all over. And somewhere during my week, I've got to find the time to finish off making 6 more wreaths to get my 20. All right, so we're going to just start here. I've already got 2 of these 10-inch accent mesh, and so we're going to finish that off. Let me get this out of the way. You guys that are watching, tell me who you are and where you're from. And do you make? Do you sell? Do you just watch? And I've been meaning to ask if there are makers here. When you were new, or if you are new, you know, what is the one thing that you wish you could find or wish you knew when you were starting? What kind of nurse are you? No, I work in the operating room. I am a nurse anesthetist. I put people to sleep for surgery. I've been doing that for about 17 years now. Started out in the cardiovascular intensive care unit right out of nursing school. And then went to the operating room. Worked as an operating room nurse. Doing hearts for about, golly, I guess it was about 4 years or so, and then went to anesthesia school. I work 12-hour shifts, but I also work an extra day a week. So the days that I have to create are Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, because I don't get off until 7 o'clock at night. And by the time you work all day and don't get off till 7, you don't really feel like coming home. Hey, Patty from Houston. You're a maker and a seller of wreaths. Awesome. So being new or not being new, what are some things that you wish that you had access to, or you wish you knew, or I'm trying to create, I'm going to create some digital product to sell in my Etsy shop. And it's going to be for beginners. So I'm trying to create information where somebody can go and get everything, just about everything they need to get started. All the information in one location. So I'm trying to get some ideas of anybody who's new or somebody who's not new but, you know, remembers what it was like. And, you know, like when I first started out, I started out in November of last year. And I did so many YouTube searches, it was just unreal. And still, things were not easy to find. You can find anything on YouTube, but you're going to look around a lot for it. So I want to create a one-stop shop sort of experience where somebody can go and find all of the information they need, just about all of the information they need, in one place. You too, what, Suzanne? You're very new. You want to do digital products. What? So, Elaine, you've just been making since the end of August. That's new. That is really new. Are you finding all of the information that you need? Or are you finding it challenging? Or have you been doing it a while and you're just now starting to sell? Now, I guess you said you're new to making. Okay, so not selling, but making. Yes, girl, yes. You search YouTube forever. Okay. I think I went through, I searched every way I possibly could. I put in the words in different ways. And still, there's lots of stuff that I don't know about that I will be researching for my digital product. So, you know, you've got lots of different types of wreath forms, and you've got lots of different types of mesh, and how do you use each kind of mesh? How do you use each kind of wreath form? And, you know, what's the difference, and what is it for? You know, why would you use 21-inch mesh, and why would you use 10-inch mesh? I mean, there's so much that I had to figure out on my own. I ended up joining a design group and learned quite a bit from that group. And I think groups are invaluable. Patty says, I think it's important to know the difference in ribbon. Good quality ribbon makes a difference. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Elaine, you've opened up an Etsy shop and you've sold 1 wreath and sold 7 from posting on Facebook. Yes. So, I just did Etsy. But I think that it's great if you can do lots of forms, lots of, you know, Facebook Marketplace, and Etsy at the same time. So, ribbon is a huge thing. I spent so much money on ribbon. And the ribbon that you get at Hobby Lobby, the really thin satin ribbon, that's not any good. I mean, yeah, you can make it work, but it's really not good ribbon for wreath making. But I have spent so much money on ribbon that I ended up not liking, not using. So the quality of ribbon is huge. I would always recommend a thicker ribbon, a linen ribbon, if you can find it. A lot of times you can only go by descriptions if you're ordering online. And so you're not guaranteed to get what you think you're getting when you order online. But if it says linen, you know, you're pretty good. Good florals is definitely a challenge. Hobby Lobby has some good florals. You have to be careful. They have some not so good florals too. There is a shop that I have bought some florals from, and I've done a couple of demos for her. And it's Greenery Market. Trends Greenery Market is the Facebook page. And she has some really, this is Bill in Atlanta, Trends Greenery Market. She has some really pretty stuff. Really pretty stuff. And I've discovered that if you put it for outdoors, which most wreaths are, you know, you need to look for PVC, which I didn't even know there was such a thing as PVC. But if you get PVC greenery, it's going to last better. The quality of mesh is absolutely one of the most, if you're doing deco mesh, it's one of the most important things. So Hobby Lobby everyday mesh is not very good. It's very thin. It will do the job. But if you're going to get 21-inch mesh or even 10-inch mesh, you're probably going to need to double up on it, or you're going to make a third or fourth pass around your wreath base. So this is woodland rolls, y'all. Woodland ruffle, rather, if I didn't say that. So you start at one end, and you start to give it a couple of rolls to where you are rolling that raw cut edge inside the roll, so that it, as it is being handled and hanging on somebody's door and the door is opening and closing, it's not starting to fray. All mesh frays. There's nothing you can do to stop mesh from fraying. It all frays. But what you can do is a few little tricks to get it inside these rolls so that it doesn't fray as much. Okay, so there's the base. And I think that's cute. I was a little bit worried about the lime green with the emerald green and the red, but I think it's cute. So this sign has the emerald green and the lime green, so I think it's going to work out just fine. All right, so let's go on to the ribbon. The woodland ruffles, so those were, it's 10-inch mesh that I cut to 14 inches in length. Which mesh is best? Elaine, what I do, where I get my mesh is I love craft outlet mesh. See if I have some that I can show you the difference. Hang on. Hang on, you guys. All right, this is craft outlet mesh, this purple. And it is a thicker mesh, and it has better coverage. And then this is not. This is a Hobby Lobby mesh. And it's pretty too, and you know, maybe that's not the best example because it's pink, and light colors are always going to require you know, more to get the same coverage, but it's just not as thick as this one. So it's this, the craft outlet mesh is just thicker mesh, and the color is, you use less of it for a better coverage. All right, so let's get to the ribbons. So I guess to answer your question is try craft outlet, and this is just standard Deco mesh. They all say Deco mesh, but the Hobby Lobby Deco mesh is just really thin. Oh man. So the exchange and the duty, I guess that drives up your price. Suzanne, where do you get your stuff? I know you have a connection. Didn't you say you had a connection? I use poly mesh, Deco mesh. They're all poly Deco mesh. And I even use some burlap mesh and some ribbon mesh. And so, see, this is another thing that I think I need to do a video on. So this particular here is ribbon mesh. And it's more like a fabric. It's thicker. It's got more coverage. You can hardly see through that. That's called ribbon mesh. This was from Hobby Lobby, and this was in their fall section. And these other two are, that I just showed you, the pink and the purple, those are poly Deco mesh. This one is a poly burlap. So you can see it's got it mimics the visual appearance of burlap. It's got a really thick weave. It sheds like crazy, frays like crazy. When I use this, I actually put hot glue on the edge so that it doesn't fray. You can see right here how that frays. This makes really pretty accent though. It's actually really pretty. But yeah, you gotta be careful how you use it. They use this a lot for the flowers, the flower petals. I haven't done that technique yet. I haven't actually used this yet either for a base, but someday I'm going to. All right. So poly fabric, foil mesh, yeah, burlap mesh. All right, let's see if we can get going here. So there's so much information. There's so many different pieces out there to this wreath making puzzle. And, you know, it's hard to find all of the information that you need, and you surely can't find it in one place. All right, let's start here on the bottom. Oh, well, that's good, Suzanne. You got a connection in Toronto. So you should be able to get everything. You should be able to get mesh too. Mesh, ribbon, and florals, right? That's a nice connection to have. So I was a little concerned about all of these, you know, the black and red buffalo check with the cardinals on the burlap ribbon, and then the burlap Christmas tree ribbon, and the, you know, green polka dots. But I think when it's all said and done, don't rush to judgment just yet. That's what I have discovered, is to trust my instincts. If I get the color matches right, even though no mesh and no ribbon, Suzanne, I wonder if they could get it. I wonder if you could ask for it. We have a lot of floral stores here in Arkansas, and they sell all of that. Anyway, uh-oh, I just did that wrong. Okay. So what I was saying is trust your judgment and see it through. And then if it doesn't look right, then you can just take it all off and start over. So I redid a wreath today that I made last year. And the advice that I was given, so I'm trying to get the 30 wreaths in my shop for Christmas wreaths only. And I had some wreaths from last year that I told my business coach I need to redo those because they're just not my standard now. They were at the time, but they're not a year ago, but they're not now. And she said, just sell them for a discount. Well, I thought about that, but Etsy is really particular. If you get 2 negative comments, then Etsy can shut you down. And I don't, oh, there goes my ribbon. I don't have a web page yet. I've got all of my eggs in Etsy's basket, which eventually you should strive to not do that. You should strive to have your own website and sell in other places. So keep your Facebook selling platform as well as your Etsy shop. Do them both. Because if they were to shut me down today, I would have to scramble to start getting my name out there on the marketplace. Anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. What I was saying was I did not want to sell that old wreath even at a discounted rate because I was afraid that somebody may complain because I thought it was terrible. It was not a very good wreath. So I totally took apart a wreath from last year and redid it today. And I will relist it. So if you don't like something, trust your instincts. If you've gotten the colors right, see it through. And then if you don't like it, you can take it apart and change something. I just gave you a good review even if I did not buy something. Can you do that? What are you talking about? Lord, I hope you could do that. That would be awesome. I've got some more signs coming in. They're on their way. I hope they hurry up and get here because I need to make some more wreaths. So let's see. Today is the 25th on your Etsy shop. Suzanne, I did not know you could do that. Oh my gosh. How did you do that? That's awesome. Wow, well, thank you. That's incredible. Okay. See, I'm still learning, y'all. And on your Facebook page. Thank you, Suzanne. You're awesome. So, y'all, if you don't know, in order to get your business going, you have to work it on social media. And I like really tried hard to not do Facebook Lives. I just wasn't comfortable with it. I didn't want to do it. I mean, I even asked my business coach, can I be successful and not do Facebook Lives? And she was like, well, yeah, but. There was a big fat but. And it's just hard to do. So Facebook really doesn't go by how many people are watching. They go by how many people are engaging, how many people are giving hearts and thumbs ups, how many people are commenting. That Facebook wants people to create communities. They don't want you to just get on here and sell your wares. Just throw your stuff out there and say, here, this is what I got. It's for sale. Go buy it. They don't want that. They want to develop communities. And so in a community, people are engaging and talking to one another. So if you like what you see when you are watching people's stuff, engage with them. Talk to them. Even if it's just a thumbs up or a heart. Facebook loves that. And they will start showing your stuff to more people if you are getting engagement. So on the average, Facebook shows your stuff to 3% of your followers. That's very little. So if any of you out there are worried that you're going to bother your Facebook friends, or, you know, if they don't want to watch, they're not going to watch. But besides that, only 3% of your audience is seeing what you're putting out there. The more people engage, the more people talk, then the more they will see your stuff. If you've ever noticed some of your friends, you don't ever see their stuff, well, it's because you probably haven't engaged with them in a while. And they've been putting stuff out there, but you just haven't been seeing it. So go to their page, give them a comment, and you'll probably start seeing their stuff again. So I'm not crazy about this, you guys, already, the way it's coming together, but I'm going to see it through to the end. You can talk or hear. You know, that's what you need. You need to be able to sit there and just talk to people. I'm really not that great at talking with people, but you know, I guess if I talk about my grandbabies or I stick to the task at hand, I'm pretty good at it. So I've gotten all of these wreaths made, but I've got to finish them off with embellishments and put a backing on them. Put my placemat on the back. And then I'll be ready to list them all. So hopefully I'll have that done with the 16 or so wreaths that I've got. I think I've gotten, I think I have about 10 that I still have to list. And so hopefully I'll get those listed. So my goal was to get 20 made and listed. Hey, Valerie. So I need to hopefully get those pictures taken on Wednesday and get them listed. All right, so I'm missing one ribbon. Let's see if I can find it. All right, so I'll have to cut another one. So these are 12 inches long. I don't know if I told y'all that. And then we dovetail the edges. If it's a good thick ribbon, I dovetail the edges. If it's not, ooh, I chopped that one up. If it's not good thick ribbon, then I'll either just cut it at a straight angle or I'll cut it straight across. Y'all, that's my mama came in. Her name's Dink. Dink Cunningham. Love you, mama. Suzanne, what did you do at the University of Toronto? All right, so now we're going to make a ribbon. So I think that might be okay, might not. We'll see. All right, let's make a bow. I said a ribbon, but I meant a bow. So I use a bow dabra. This is a bow dabra. I'm going to start out with the Christmas tree ribbon. And I want the Christmas trees to be up and down. I don't want them to be upside down. So I'm going to take a piece. And I like long tails. So I'm going to make this 14 inches long. And I'll need a little bit extra, an inch or two, to hang out in between where the knot will be. So I'll need about an inch or so to catch in that knot. So I'm just going to gather this at the top here. And let me go ahead and put a zip tie. I'm going to slide a zip tie underneath here. Just let it sit there while I make this. Okay, so you have to have a little bit of your ribbon sticking out of the center point here, because this is where your knot's going to be. This is where your zip tie is going to be. So you have to have it hanging over into the other side so that it catches and it doesn't slip out. So this is single-sided ribbon. So you have to twist it to get the pretty side to be on the outside. So I'm going to make these 5 inches long. So I've got the center of my bow dabra at my 10-inch mark, and then I just place my finger at the 5 over here. And that's how I know I've got a 5-inch loop. And then on this other side, I'm going to place it at the 15. So I always put one edge down in the bow dabra, and then I take the upper edge and I fold it under so that both of those edges are facing downward. And then I just kind of smush it down in there, pick it up a little bit, and then twist it and smush it back down in there again. So now this next loop, I can just measure with the loop underneath. So I'm going to do 4 of these loops. And I should have put this other loop on the other side. I mean this other tail. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this off, and then I'm going to switch it about. So I should have put this tail over here on the other side. So all I'm going to do is pick it up and switch it around here. I'm just going to slide this all back in there. So now I've got both of my tails with the Christmas trees upward.
You could barely make it up the stairs.
All right, now we're going to do the next 2.5-inch ribbon, which again needs to be upright. So we're going to do the same thing that we did with the Christmas tree. So I'm going to do 14-inch tails, have another inch or two, inch and a half to be in the center part of the knot. It is kind of country, isn't it, Suzanne? So you are the assistant to the vice president. So you were an executive assistant. You were an EA, what we call it. Do you all call it the same thing there? All right, so single-sided ribbon. I'm going to do them 5 inches like I did the one below. So I'm just going to measure it with the one below. I'm going to do 4 loops. Oh, I'm sure you did earn your money. I feel the same way about my money. I am earning it. Ain't nothing been given to me. Nothing in life is free. Very stressful. Oy. I can only imagine. Well, good. Then you can just veg out and create some wreaths and de-stress. Did you say you retired or are you still working for them? All right, so this ribbon is a little bit thin. And I did dovetail it, so I'll go ahead and dovetail it. But this particular ribbon, I think I'll just do a simple angle cut. Just like that. But the thinner the ribbon, the less you should dovetail it. Because if you dovetail really thin ribbon, then you just get these wispy points that end up not looking very good. Retired. Okay, good for you. Someday I'll retire. I'm 56 now, so I've got a while to go, unfortunately. But when I do retire, I'll have this little job, this business, ready to go. Maybe it will allow me to retire early. That would be awesome. My husband is in here to get my dog. He doesn't want to go. But he just got his bed taken out from under him, so he's following his bed. All right, one more. We're going to end with the black and red. And I want to end with this black and red because this will be the one that you see the most. And this is one of the most prominent Christmas trees. It is the biggest Christmas tree on the sign. So I want this to be a predominant color. Baby. And I'm going to do 4 loops of this. It is single-sided, so I'm going to have to twist it every time I come into the center point here. And then just measure your loop with the one below it. So the bottom 2 loops, the bottom 2 pieces of ribbon are 5-inch loops. And then the red with the green polka dots is just a little bit smaller. And then this red and black check is yet just a little smaller as well. So I already have my zip tie in there, but it's green. And so I want to switch that out for a black. So I'm going to lift this up and trade this out for a black one. Because this black is going to be right next to this black and red ribbon. And the green would show up too much. So I just pull my zip tie up to the top and rest the head of the zip tie on one side, and then start pulling up the tail of the zip tie. And as I'm pulling it up, I'm pushing down on this ribbon so that it doesn't come flying out of this Bodabra. So now while it's in the Bodabra, I started doing this. I used to take it out and even out these loops. But here lately, I am just going to leave it in the Bodabra to keep it all in a line and put my fingers in here and even out these loops. So just put your fingers inside your bow loops and pull them. And if there's one that's shorter than the other, it's going to pull and even itself out. Okay. It is very stressful for me right now with COVID. You know, everything's up in the air. We really don't know what's what. Our practice changes week to week. When it very first started, you know, we just canceled all surgeries. So I'm going to I'm going to flip this zip tie around, and I'm going to squish this down a little bit and give me a little bit of room, and I'm going to put this this chenille stem inside here before I tighten this down completely. But yeah, we canceled all the surgeries, and then we slowly started getting all the testing in line and started ramping up our surgeries again. But I'm very fortunate. I work at a facility that every patient is tested within 72 hours before they can have surgery. And if they're not tested, they don't get to have surgery. But not all facilities do that in this area. We are the only hospital that does that. So I tighten that down. We're going to cut that off. Yeah, but you know, we're testing more now, so our numbers appear to be rising, but I think it's a lot to do with the number of tests that we're doing. I don't think our hospitalizations of critical people our hospitalization has increased, but they're not as critical as they used to be because the treatments, I think, are better. But it all remains to be seen. Okay, so now I'm going to fluff out this bow. Just put your fingers inside these loops and just start twisting them right to left. And what you're doing is you're loosening them up a little bit and getting them out from under one another. And they're just, they take a position that's not behind the other loop. So just do this to all of them. But, you know, it all remains to be seen. You know, how we need to treat COVID, we will know in hindsight exactly what works and what doesn't. You just had surgery? Whew. Were you worried? All right. So that's pretty cute. I like that. So there's the bow. So let's get our wreath. So I'm going to do my typical thing. I'm either going to put the bow at the bottom, and I'm going to have the sign at the top, which is what I do a lot. Or I'm going to have the sign at an angle, and I'll have the bow over here. I'm watching it on TV to see which one I like. Which one do y'all like? So when you have it askewed like this, you tend to have more placement options for your embellishments. So some embellishment would definitely go here and some would go here, and then a few on the outside. So I think I'm going to leave it askew like this. So let's go ahead and get it attached. Kind of like the look of that. I almost do it always up and down, and I need to branch out a little bit. You like top and bottom? Okay. I'm going to branch out a little. I think just about most of the wreaths that I did. Actually, I'm looking at my wreaths now. They're all askew. So let's do top to bottom like you said, Suzanne. Why do you use a zip tie with the bow dabber versus wire string that bow dabber makes? I didn't even know bow dabber made wire string, first of all. And I'm not going to pay, I would imagine that if they make a string for it, it's probably going to be more expensive than what I would pay for wire. I think a zip tie is always going to be more secure than what I can tie a wire around. Because that zip tie is not going to let go of that ribbon. But you do, you do you. If they make a tie and you like it, then that's what you use. But I didn't even know bow dabber made wire string. It certainly didn't come in my bow dabber box when I got it. Yeah, that's cute. So this is why you reserve judgment. See, I wasn't liking it. I wasn't liking the combination of things. But it's actually turning out to be pretty cute. And so my bow will go here at the bottom. Let me flip it around so I can get to it. So you have to be careful when you're putting your bow in that you don't secure your bow too tightly to your base. Because if you secure your bow too tightly, then it will the loops will fold up on itself. So when I start out, I just do it all loosely, and then if I need to tighten up that bow, I will. Because sometimes it'll sag if I do it too loose, and then sometimes it'll fold in on itself if I do it too tight. So it's got to be just right. The Goldilocks of bows. That's cute. Super cute. Yeah, that's really cute, y'all. I love it. We go over big time in the little town I live in right now. Very farming country, yes. Makes me think of a quilt with different patterns. It kind of does, doesn't it? Especially the little Christmas trees. They're kind of like quilted patterns. And then I will throw some embellishments. I did go to the store and I finally bought some embellishments for my wreaths. But I think this does have a country sense to it, so I'll need country embellishments. You know, like, I don't know, a little sleigh or, I don't know, pine cones, since it's little pine trees. Let's see what I have. So I've got some pine cones here, some little acorns. Got these from Hobby Lobby. So you get a whole bag of these. Oh, that's stuck. Little acorns. That's cute. Put some pine cones here and there. Not too many, but, you know. But I really like things like little miniature sleighs and things like that. All right, you guys, that's pretty much it. I will work on the embellishments. I think what I'll do is after I get all of my wreaths embellished and the back on it, I finally did get some more placemats for the back. If you guys don't know, I put put placemats on the back of all of my wreaths so that you can't see all of that, because that's not very attractive. And sometimes you'll have wire that sticks up and it will scratch doors and stuff. Now, you can't prevent doors from scratching, wreaths from scratching doors, but you can sure try. So I will take a placemat and I will put on the back and make it look pretty. But I think what I'll do is I'll get all of my wreaths embellished, and then I'll do another live where I show you guys. You've seen me do this part over and over again, and this is usually where I stop. It takes me a long time to add the embellishments, but I will do all that, and I'll show you guys how it turned out and how I finished the back. And but we'll do that on another live. Okay? Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys coming on again and again. Where do I buy my placemats? So I will buy my placemats from Hobby Lobby whenever they go 50% off. So you can get them for $2 a piece. Walmart has them for $1.99, and At Home has them for 6 for $10.99, I think it is. So I try to get the bundles of 6 from At Home, and they do have the black and the red and the tan. But then Walmart, they don't have much of a selection either, but they probably have the best price. And then Hobby Lobby, of course, has all the cute ones. You know, the pink and the stripe and the leopard. But I'll wait till they go on sale, because you don't, you know, we're in business to make money. And you don't want to buy something like that just because it's cute, because nobody's going to see the back of that wreath except for the homeowner. And so you want it to be cute, but you want it to be cute as cheap as you can get it. So, yeah, At Home, $10.99 for 6. And then Walmart has them for $1.99. But wait till Hobby Lobby has the cute ones for 50% off. And then just stock up. The dollar store, yes, I heard the dollar store has some too. Though I've never been lucky enough to be there whenever they have them. So, you know, but I keep trying. Hey, Liliana. Y'all, Liliana is in my business group. She has an Etsy shop, and she's trying to get her business started too. You guys post your links here of your shops so we can all take a look at it and go and look at your stuff and like your shop. Give you a good review, which I didn't know you could do tonight without purchasing, but I found out you could. Thank you, Suzanne. And so if you guys have got your Etsy shop up and running, post it here so we can help support you and take a look at what you got and how good you're doing. Only in Canada? Oh. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me again. It's pretty cool to see some people coming back every time I'm on. It's just awesome, and I'm very humbled by that. And thank you, Elaine. Inspired by My Angel, CLM. Y'all go check her out and like her shop. Add it to one of your favorites. And I'm pretty sure that'll help her in some way. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on Wednesday in the next video. Bye.